Well, good Monday to you, Tennessee Valley. It is 5:14. If you're up and at 'em, it's going to be another nice day, and we had a nice close to the weekend. So Saturday, great weather. Sunday, even better weather. And this was the close of your Sunday. Sitting by Kelly Stube out of Ooltewah. This is White Oak Mountain looking down into the valley. You can see all those gorgeous colors. Just a great end to the weekend. And really no complaints coming our way for much of the work week. Considering we're in the middle of April, which is typically the height of our severe weather season, I think you're going to like the forecast we have over the next 7 days. And it's mild this morning, 50 in Cleveland, 62 in Altamont, 53 in Dalton. So warmer along the plateau, which is typically a sign that we're going to have very warm temperatures today. And that's exactly what it's going to be like. 80s galore across the Tennessee Valley. Plenty of sunshine, sunrise 7:10, 85 by 5 p.m. So through this evening, it's going to be very warm, and then we'll eventually fall back into the 60s. Your highs are going to range anywhere from the low to mid 80s here in the valley, upper 70s in the Blue Ridge. Murphy maybe even hit 81 and 77 degrees in Altamont. So about 10 degrees above normal. Now the pollen count is going to be very high all week. Tree pollen still going to give you some issues, and it seems like we just had a whole lot of pollen this year, more than the past couple of years. Oak, maple, mulberry going to be your top allergens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way into your weekend. So tree pollen not going anywhere, not expecting any widespread rain, so not really going to help to clear out some of this pollen that's starting to build back up. But again, we'll keep an eye out for our next rain chances. But here's a look outside of Local 3 Studios, looking up towards Signal Mountain. Things are quiet, a couple people out there on the roads, but no weather-related issues. However, we will have a few showers possible tonight into early Tuesday morning. Now, this isn't going to be a big deal. Not everyone's going to see rain, but as this front approaches from the northwest, it'll be just enough to spark a few showers, but not expecting any severe weather. And like I said, it's really not going to be a big deal. As we take a look at FutureCast the rest of the day, it is going to be a bit breezy. We're going to have winds picking up out of the southwest, gusting occasionally to 25 miles per hour. And then after about 11 o'clock, cloud cover starts to increase from the northwest. After midnight, a few showers around. But notice how these green splotches, they are far and few in between. So we're not expecting like a whole lot of rain tonight. Could linger until about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then the clouds quickly move out. It's going to turn out to be a really nice day, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler during the afternoon tomorrow. And like I said, rainfall amounts, not very impressive. Maybe a couple hundredths of an inch, which is more or less just enough to wet the pavement. But I don't anticipate any major issues tomorrow. But still, download the Local 3 weather app, keep you updated, has a nice radar, and if we have any watches or warnings throughout the week, of course, you'll be the first to know if you have the app downloaded on your phone. Here's a look at your high temperatures, dropping off quite a bit Tuesday and Wednesday. Going to be our coolest days of the week. Quickly bounce back on Thursday, and look at this weekend. 80s, going to be very warm heading into Easter weekend, and that's the trend moving all the way through the middle and end of April. And here's a look at your average highs here in Chattanooga and the Tennessee Valley. By the time we get into June, 85, and then the dog days of summer, not too far away, just a couple months. We'll be in the 90s every day with that humidity building. So I encourage you to enjoy the nice days while we have them, because we're getting closer and closer to summer, and that's when we're really going to start to see those temperatures warming up. But over the next 7 days, not a whole lot to talk about. Wednesday going to be a nice day, highs right around 70. Thursday, 76, more sunshine. Clouds will start to build back in this weekend, but really only about a 10% chance of rain on Easter. Things are looking quiet, approaching the mid 80s. So really not going to be a whole lot to talk about this week other than the high pollen and the nice weather.
Yeah, it's going to be a warm Easter.
It is. The pollen is getting a little bit ridiculous, though. I sneezed so much yesterday, and I think we need another good rain, but not going to get it this week.
Yeah. All right, good to know. Thank you, Clay.